Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoner's War video. Today we are finally going to be talking about my siege defenses since it is the end of the season and we are in the tournament format. Our guild did fail to get into the siege tournament. Our ending rank was 36, which I think was actually better than expected since a lot of players were kind of non-existent. Mia, busy with their life, totally understandable. And then we started recruiting more people. We got stronger people during the middle of the season. Just to say it simply, our guild wasn't ready since the start. So I do think our guild will be stronger next season. There are probably going to be defense changes. Reason why I could right now showcase the defense that I've used. I know that a lot of my siege content has been lacking recently. Most of it was just siege battles. And that's because now I'm in a G3 siege. To help the guild, to assist the guild, I don't feel comfortable, nor I think the guild feels comfortable if I just start showcasing my runes, because it could just be a free defense if somebody sees it. Siege battles in general doesn't get as much views, and I think most of that is because there are higher ranked siege players in a much more competitive environment that show better battles, and probably my siege battles are pretty lackluster compared to that. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord, where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon, where the link for it is also in the descriptions. I want to say I appreciate all the support, and believe me, I really do. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to the video. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the defenses that I've used this season and how they did. Let's go look at the defense log and start one by one. So the top one is the Harmonia Vigor Kinky. Now this one won a lot in the beginning of the season when we were fighting G1, G2, low G3 guilds. And obviously after the nerf came in and as soon as we started meeting higher G3 guilds, it started losing a lot more. It does have a pretty even win rate, actually a positive win rate. I do think that if we do meet more higher guilds, they have a answer to this specific defense, and even before the nerf there were answers to this defense. Every G3 guild member probably had at least one offense to deal with this, meaning the win rate of this defense would have gotten down even more. To show you guys the runes, everybody is on Violent. Vigor is going first, and my Vigor is really slow, which I do think was a mistake. The better defenses has a much faster Vigor on Violent Destroy, more around the 270 mark, and compared to that, mine is just way too slow. Nothing crazy. This is probably the lacking rune. It was nothing crazy. The one that's moving probably next is the Kinky, which is also on Violent Destroy. Pretty fast. I actually like the speed of it. I like the attack, the HP, the defense. Overall, I think the Kinky overall is good. Just some artifacts here that gets more attack, defense, and speed. And finally, the Harmonia on Violent Nemesis, 100 resistance. So the Kinky was on 100 resistance, the Harmonia was on 100 resistance. And you can see it's a really tanky Harmonia. Nothing else to say right there. So yeah, this one was the one that did the best. Now let's look at the other Nat4 defense that I use a lot, which is the Carcano Iris Roy, another one that we kind of stacked. If people didn't have Iris, they used the Molly. So if you look at that, the one that moves first obviously is the Iris. I wish my Iris was faster, like 10 speed faster. However, my Despair runes and Revenge runes are kind of lacking. More of my Revenge set, because I do have some fast Despair runes. Well, this one is really lacking actually. Slot 4 Despair, and this one, I used this because I wanted the tankiness. I wanted a tanky Iris, but even with that, this is the best I could get, so I guess it's not that great of a set anyways. More skill through recovery, more speed, more defense as his HP goes lower, and taking less damage. The Revenge set, yeah, 25, that's not bad, and then a slot 2 speed. So that was moving first. The next one is probably the Carcano moving next. I think Carcano was also too slow. I think if I really wanted this to work well or better, it needed a faster Iris plus a Carcano that was around 240. It's Violent Will, nothing crazy. And then finally the Royd on Violent Revenge on 230 speed. I just need one more skill up. I scaled up the reward from the event that gave us the free skill ups. I think it was a good choice, but overall, I think I should focus more on its tankiness, on its speed, and also put it on a destroy set rather than a revenge set. I think the destroy set is much more valuable than revenge in this case. It did do pretty well. It didn't do that bad, but I think it could have done better. I don't even know if this resistant played anything. So those two were the only Nat 4 defenses that I contributed in a stacked tower. The rest were kind of on a whiff. It wasn't stacked and it was rarely used. The next one that was used the most was this Vigor Orion Jubilee. It did much better than I thought when it was put up. Everything is violent. At the end, this Escher was changed because I don't know if you guys saw my video making that fast offense, but the Escher was put in on a swift set to make that offense. So before it was on a violent set, but now it's on a swift set. Originally, it was the Orion going first. I don't know where that artifact went, and you can see that it's a very bad set since his HP is so low. I think this is a flat stat right here. Yeah, it could be faster. But it's a flat stat. I don't know how this got so many wins, but I guess people thought it was going to be on a swift set. They brought in a tanky team thinking that they could sustain the damage. I don't know how this won. But the next one is probably the Vigor that was on violent. Right now it's on swift for my arena team, so this is not the correct build. And then finally the Jubilee that's on a violent destroy build. I think this played a big part. I really wish this was scaled up, but I am still debating if I should Devilmon it or if I should just make 2 more of these awakened units. Probably go with the Devilmon if I do decide to use this unit again. However, I'll have to see what our guild decides to do. Speed, HP. Now the other two just did really bad, so this one I thought will do better. Iris, Grego, and I forgot this guy's name, but I thought they'll do better, but it didn't do well. Ayunu, right? The first one that's going is the Iris, my secondary Despair Revenge set that I had, and if I only focused on speed, it would have been much faster. However, I focused on like the tankiness as well, and some people might be questioning that's not even tanky, but sorry, that's the best I could do with my runes. My runes did improve a lot. I have better runes sitting around from this season. I was farming this entire season as well, so there are better runes that I can make some upgrades on, so it will be portrayed on my next update. And then it's probably the Ayunu moving next. Oh, it's not. That's a pretty slow Ayunu. First of all, the downside of this team is that it's not fully skilled up. The Ayunu is not fully skilled up, and also it's too slow. Nothing is following up the Iris really, unless the Iris gets a lucky stun. And then finally the Grego. So Grego's a little faster on Violent Destroy. I think these two are okay. The Ayunu should have been switched out, or it's just that the team is too slow. What do you guys think? Why do you guys think this failed? Or do we just have to stack it? Maybe it's because it wasn't stacked. Now this one is the last one, and I don't even want to show you guys the runes because it did so bad. 0-6. It was the last defense I put up just because I got the Martina, so it was with leftover runes, and you'll see it right now. The Shina goes first on Violent Will. Look at that crappy Shina. 241 speed, so slow. I think if it wants to work in a G3 Siege, if it's on Violent, minimum 260, and then Swift it should be at least 300, right? And then the Martina is even slower, super slow, 20 speed slower than that Shina on Violent Will. Wow, this is embarrassing to show, but yeah, that's it. And then the Triana. This is a very depressing Triana as well. But this is what my runes were able to do after ruining up the first 7-8 defenses. My rune quality just went down drastically. Now those are all the Nat 4 towers. Let's look at the Nat 5 towers. The one that worked the best, I guess, compared in win rate, is probably this one right here, or this one. Yeah, maybe it's the Odin, Draco, Tessarion, 11-16. One thing about this team and this team up here, the Theo team, I think I should have focused on less tankiness and focused more on damage and speed, and go for that kill potential when they take a turn. I think I eventually lacked damage because I focused on tankiness too much. So let's take a look at the builds. So this Odin, Draco, Tessarion. The one funny thing is that my Draco is on Violent, not on Swift. I was hoping that putting a violent Draco in the middle of the tower would throw some people off, since most of my guildmates were on Swift. Violent accuracy, and then it was probably the Tessarion going violent shield. Finally getting there and almost skilling up the Tessarion. Think I just need one more Ifrit piece to get that done. And then finally the Odin on violent will, and you can see that I have so much HP, and attack kind of looks lackluster. So same with the crit damage. Crit rate is 67% because I am using the 33% lead, meaning is I have 100. Same with the Tessarion. With the 33% lead, I have 100 crit rate. It's just that I think Odin should have been more stronger, because I think with even 5 stacks, this only hit for like 40k or 30, high 30 something k. Maybe, not exactly sure, but nonetheless it wasn't enough to one-shot units, and that's what I'm guessing. And same goes for this team here. It did really bad, 210. Obviously the Riley goes first. It was on a violent revenge build on 100 res, and then the Perna goes on violent will, again a pretty tanky one, doesn't hit too hard. Crit rate only 66% because I am using that crit rate lead, meaning it has 90% crit rate. And then finally the Theo on violent will, that's not fully scaled up. This is probably adding in a lot, but overall I think I focused on too much HP rather than damage. I think I should have focused more on speed and attack and crit damage and kill the HP. I think that's what I should have done. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Am I guessing correctly? I don't think we'll be using this defense next season. I rarely saw any of our defenses doing really well in this combo, so we'll have to see. The other ones that did pretty well was the Nora defense and also the Nigong defense. You guys might have seen the Nigong defense coming out in ACOG's video, and it did really bad because Cecilia did nothing, but I'll show you guys the runes. So this one did pretty well. There is a very good counter to this. I think Juno counters this entire team. I guess that's not a very good defense if one unit counters a team. But yeah, Nora went first. Mine was on Despair Will because I just didn't have leftover violent runes that could be over 260. Almost 100 resistance. I am lacking a skill up on skill 1, but overall not that bad. And then the Nana on Violent Destroy. I was surprised that I was able to get a Violent Destroy build hitting this hard on pretty high crit rate too. But who knows, maybe Despair is actually better. I'm getting that tilting Despair stuns might have done the trick to get more wins. The last one is the Savannah on Violent Will. Crit rate's a little low, attack's a little low. You can see that this is a pretty lackluster Savannah coming into it, but it still got some good wins. So I think overall, if I up the rune quality on Savannah, it might have done a little better. Next is the Nigong defense that is slightly worse than the Nora defense. Celia's going first on a Violent Will build. It has 79% accuracy, guys, and with the artifact, it has over 85% accuracy, but it was still doing nothing. I saw the ACOG video. I saw what happened when he attacked my defense. It did absolutely nothing. I might just take out the Celia making a defense. She's just too unreliable. Again, another attack unit that had too much HP in my opinion. He was on an speed HP build. Probably the reason why it didn't hit as hard or kill anybody. And then finally the Nigong on Violent Nemesis. This is the Nigong that I use for defense as well. Nothing special. I was just hoping that there was enough sustain, enough control with the Nigong and Celia for the Dominique to do things, but that didn't happen because Celia does nothing, and then they just kill off the Dominique and it's over. And that was it. So I have 4 Nat 5 defenses and 5 Nat 4 defenses. Overall, 4 defenses I think did relatively well, or 5 defenses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 defenses did relatively okay or well. The other 4 did nothing. They were just leftover defenses that actually couldn't get anything done. And our guild agrees that we probably need a big change in stacking some of our defenses. So I hope you guys look forward to the next one. I will show you guys the defense when it comes to that point. I'll show it to you guys. I don't know if I can show you guys the runes, but I will be able to show it to you like this at the end of the season. Overall, I am very happy with the result on what we got. Rank 36 is still a solid G3 because it's from rank 1 to rank 50, or rank 2 to rank 50, right? Because rank 1 is technically legend. So we're like right in the middle, or a little lower in the middle side. But I think that we have room to improve. We got stronger players recently, and yeah, we'll just see how things go in the next season. And one thing for sure is that I have to improve as a player myself, because I think on average I was getting 7 wins per siege battle. But that was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any questions regarding my defenses, please put it in the comment below, or join my Discord, send me a message, or just ask the community, because I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of people that'll love to help you out on making or improving your siege defense. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.